Right then folks, Greeno here, and where am I today? Well, behind should give you a little bit of a clue. It's not Paris. I am in sunny Blackpool, up here on the northwest coast of England. Very, very popular touristy day trip kind of destination in this part of the world. Lots and lots of arcades and stuff on the front, and lots of fish and chips. And that's what I'm here for today. I'm not going up the tower. Oh, no. You know me in heights. And if you look behind me here, you can see Papa's. Now this is part of a chain of fish and chip shops. I think there's about 10 or 11 of them across the north of England. They've got the biggest fish and chip shop in the country apparently, in Cleethorpes. This one is the biggest in the whole of Blackpool. So, as the Americans would tell us, bigger always means better. Found that out on my trip to New York. I think I came back bigger from that. Portions were bonkers. But yeah, we're going to get in and try this. They're cooking beef dripping. That's a good start, isn't it? Let's get inside and find out what it's all about, shall we, folks? I'm going the wrong way. Let's walk backwards towards it, shall we? Right, folks, I've come in and been seated. Not very busy at the moment, but I've kind of come in that sort of in between lunch, before dinner kind of phase, intentionally, so it's not too busy. Lots of different size tables here. There's bar seating, there's little tables for 2, maybe 3 people, larger booth seating for like 5 or 6. And the menu comes on like this old kind of newspaper stuff, which I quite like. There's a bunch of history and stuff on the back of it, little bits of little articles about what's been happening at Papa's and whatever. Really interesting, as is the menu itself. I mean, look at this. You can't say it's not extensive, can you? Can't even see me behind it. Lots and lots of different options here. Got classics here with haddock and cod. They got skate here. You can get fish cake, sausages, halloumi even. That sounds quite interesting. They do burgers. There's grilled seafood too, which is fairly unusual for a chippy, isn't it? They've got a chip shop platter, which just caught my eye then all of a sudden. Don't know what's on it, but yeah, maybe that's going to be it. Chip shop platter. Woohoo! So I've been taking a look through this, and I think I am going to go with that chip shop platter. So you get a famous battered medium haddock with chips, alongside a battered sausage and a parsley fish cake. Now that's just a fish cake down south, I think. Just one of those ones in breadcrumb. That's £15.99 for all that. You can upgrade for another £2 to get a large haddock, but I don't think you need to if you're doing that, do we? We'll grab a couple of sides. You've got to get some mushy peas, maybe some curry sauce. I know that's controversial. I know not everyone approves of it, but I like it. So we'll probably go with that, and maybe get a cup of tea or something to go with it. What's quite interesting on here is they've got what they call local favourites, but it's a Hull patty. Now, we're right over the other side of the country to Hull. I know Papa's heart and soul is in Hull and around the area there. They've got probably about half their branches in walking distance from Hull. Well, if you can walk quite a long way, I suppose. So, but the Hull patty, yeah, that sounds kind of interesting. It's made with potatoes mixed with sage and onion, battered and fried. So it's kind of like a fish cake, but without any fish in it, just some sage and onions. It's going to taste a bit like stuffing. I might have to get one of them on the side as well. Never had one of them before. Probably should have gone to Hull to get one, but what can you do? The pot of tea has arrived. Marvellous. Thank you very much. Super job. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yorkshire tea as well. So that'll keep you Yorkshire folk happy. I'm in Lancashire and I got Yorkshire tea. So when that's had time to brew, we'll get a nice cup of poured and then get some grub in me. Oh, I'm excited. So that's the cup of poured. Nice branded crockery as well here, look at that. I like that, nice little touch. And a good brew too. Lovely job. My goodness me. It is amazing what 25 quid can buy you. So what do we have here? We'll start over here. This is my Hull patty. Look at that. Covered in batter, deep fried. There's going to be mashed potato in there, flavoured with sage and onion. So that is going to taste a lot like a big fried stuffing ball. Yum. Here we have the haddock, which again looks beautifully cooked. The batter's lovely and crispy. There you go. And that's the sort of small haddock, or medium haddock maybe they call it. So no complaints about the portion size there. The battered sausage is just a small battered sausage. And the fish cake, the parsley fish cake, as I expected, is just one of these like hockey puck kind of things. And then the chips. Nice colour to them. These are cooked in beef dripping here. Looking forward to trying them. Over here, we have the mushy peas, which look a nice colour. Curry sauce, ketchup, and apparently a homemade tartar sauce. Yes, please. And of course, let's not forget, just out of shot there, the cup of tea. Right, where am I going to start? Well, I think what I'm going to do is kind of dismantle it a little bit. So I'm going to use that plate there, and I'm going to put the sausage and the fish cake over there out of the way a minute. And we're going to start with the fish and chips. Now, anyone who's watched my channel for a while will know the way things go here. We go with some salt first. Then we go in with the vinegar. And because that might wash away some of the salt, we just give a tiny little dusting again on the top. And we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, chips first. A nice little colour to them. Oh, they smell good. You can smell the dripping on there. Mmm. Piping hot. Literally just come out of the fryer. Take another little look here if you can at the colour on that chip. Just golden. Tiny little crisp to the edges. But nice and soft in the middle. Look at this. Just the world's smallest little piece of lemon. We'll put that out of the way now. We're going to get into this haddock. So I'll bring you in a little bit closer and we'll take a look inside, shall we? There's a nice crisp to that haddock. Little gnarly edges on it and stuff. Let's go right down the middle of it. And we'll take a look inside and see what we're dealing with here. Well, that looks all right to me. What about you guys? What do you reckon to that? Beautiful white flesh in there. And again, that batter cooked in the beef dripping. Yes, please. Take a nice piece out of the middle here. With a nice thickish piece of fish in. And some of that batter. Again, this looks like it's just been freshly cooked. That's a very, very tasty bit of fish. It's very, very hot inside. Again, you can see just the contrast against my t-shirt there. Just how lovely and white that flesh is. And it has a nice flavour. Perhaps not the most intense haddocky flavour you've ever come across. Let's just try a bit of the batter by itself if we can. Again, the beef dripping flavour there, but it's light. And same with the chips. It's not as pronounced as I've had it in some other chippies. They're very, very tasty, I've got to say. Right, let's come over here to the fish cake. Now, you have to excuse me because the plate is really quite full here. So I'm just going to kind of go in with my fingers. I did wash my hands before I came and sat down, so we're good. We're good. So you can see here, I mean, this is obviously a sort of like a pre-manufactured fish cake in breadcrumbs. It's just going to have mash and minced fish inside, a little bit of parsley. Break it in half. We'll be able to see that nice and easy there. What I will say, feeling it, it does feel nice and crispy. And it is. Those golden breadcrumbs on the outside are a really fine breadcrumb, aren't they? And they do crisp up lovely in a deep fryer. No real seasoning to it. Not the most exciting flavour by itself. But I like the crisp to it. I like the texture inside of it. For me, it needs a bit more pizzazz, perhaps. Luckily, I've sat at quite a big table here, so if I need more napkins, there's loads of them about. I'm going for the battered sausage now. Like I say, this is just a normal, you know, like a kid's sausage you'd get in a chippy. Maybe I'll cut it in half and we'll take a look inside before I bite into it. As you can see here, look, just a regular sausage. Probably just a catering type sausage, I guess. That's actually pretty good. Again, the batter, very, very crispy on there. Very crispy. And the sausage inside, yeah, it's not the most expensive sausage. It's not a butcher's sausage or whatever. But it's not bad. So here we go. Have a little look at the consistency of these. In fact, we'll do that with a chip here. Look, on the curry sauce. Nice and thick. Clinging to the chip there beautifully. A nice dark one. Kind of looks like what I'd call an Irish curry sauce, that sort of thing. And the mushy peas again. Really thick consistency here. Look at that. Proper mushy peas then. Okay, that chip I left in the curry sauce. Look at that. That is that kind of Irish curry sauce. A little bit fruitier and a little bit spicier than a regular chippy curry sauce. It's darker in colour. And it's just got that bit more depth of flavour for me. I like that. Really good consistency to it. Nice little bit of spice. Yeah. That's good curry sauce. Okay, mushy peas. I mean, these are some of the thickest mushy peas I've seen. No liquid coming off of these. Nice whole peas in there. Just a good consistency. Really good, earthy flavour. I like my mushy peas like this. I don't want them liquidy. It's not a pea soup. That's what you're looking for. Good thick consistency. Now we go lovely with the fish and chips, that really will. Okay, let's move that out of the way for now though. Off you go. And in you come. The whole patty. Okay, we're going to go with a different knife on this one. Now this, I'm looking forward to. Never tried one before in my life. Let's cut it in half. Again, that batter, so crispy. Oh, wow, that is interesting looking. There we go, look. Take a look at that up close. It kind of looks like stuffing, doesn't it? Not as strong an aroma as stuffing though, with the sage and onion. I wonder if it's going to be a little bit lighter in flavour than that. It certainly is. Kind of expected it to be a bit punchier. Take some of the middle out without the butter. So that's got a bit more of that familiar sage and onion flavour to it. When you add the butter onto it, of course you're adding that texture, but also the sort of flavour, a bit of oiliness. And in that case, I think it detracts from the filling a little bit. It's not a bad thing. I don't know, I almost think, if you had this kind of filling, but did it with the breadcrumbs like the fish cake, that might work better. Right, what haven't we tried yet? One thing. The homemade tartar sauce. Let's go in with a chip for it, shall we? Because it'll be going all over the fish in a minute. Now, apparently this was made this morning on site. Do you know what? I'm going to say it. A bit like I said at Amsterdam not that long ago. So many places are making their own homemade tartar sauce. And it's lacking that piquancy. The gherkins, the capers, squeeze of lemon juice. And this is the same. It's not unpleasant, but it's very hard to distinguish dipping into this tartar sauce from like dipping in a mayo. What are we thinking so far? For me, I'd say the star of the show is this fish so far. The fish cake is good, the curry sauce and mushy peas are great. The sausage is not too bad. The patty, yeah. You know, it's my first time trying one. Maybe that's what they're supposed to be like. Maybe that's what they're all like. I just like a bit more intensity of flavour in it. Right, anyway. Time to get me brew. A little slurp of that. Stop yapping on. And get some more of this in my belly, eh? Woohoo! One thing I will note, as I'm making my way through this fish and chips, I pulled the chips out from underneath the fish. And there's an awful lot of scrappy little bits in there, you see? So I do wonder whether the fish was placed on top of them intentionally and they pulled some of the better looking ones out. Yeah, I mean, I know some people like chips like that, but I prefer mine fat, like proper chippy chips, you know? So there's quite a lot of scrappy ones there. Right then, folks, I have just come out from Papa's now. Oh, what a feast that was. Definitely don't need to eat anything else the rest of the day, do I? So what did I think of it overall? Well, let's run through the menu kind of item by item. We've kind of gone over it a bit in the shop there, haven't we? So we had the chip shop platter with the medium haddock. I like the fish. I did like the fish. I like the batter. Could have done with a little more pronounced beef dripping flavour for my personal taste, but it was a nice piece of fish and well cooked. Obviously that came with the chips. The sort of fatter chips were quite nice. The scrappy little itty bits, they're not really for me. You know, I guess if I was just scoring the fish and chips as a fish and chips, it's probably about, I don't know, just shy of a 4 out of 5, I guess. Alongside that though, we had the little parsley fish cake and the battered sausage, both of which I think were good examples of them. I like the flavour of the sausage inside the battered sausage, and of course the batter was nice and crispy, and that parsley fish cake, or as we call them down south, fish cakes, and a nice crisp kind of golden crumb on there, lacking a little bit of intensity of flavour, but you know, pretty good, pretty good. Mushy peas, really enjoyed, very, very thick consistency, whole peas in there, yeah, really good earthy flavour, enjoyed them. The curry sauce, a very good example of a sort of dark Irish style curry sauce. A little bit spicier than usual, a little bit fruitier, dark colour, nice and smooth, cling to the chip perfectly. Good curry sauce, that, good curry sauce. The pot of tea, Yorkshire tea, $2.79 for that, I think is fair. 2 tea bags in there, you know, double bubble, and plenty of tea in that pot to keep you going throughout the whole meal. And then the Hull patty, the thing I'd never tried before. I kind of expected a bit more from it. I thought it'd be a punchier sage and onion flavour in there. It wasn't, it was really very delicate and overtaken by the flavour of the batter and that in there. So yeah, I mean, I'd try it again, but hope to be more impressed next time. That's basically what I'm going to say. Maybe I'll get one in Hull. So overall, £25 and 25 pence. Now I don't think you can knock the value of that. I mean, you know, that's more than a normal person meal, isn't it? Let's be fair. Did I enjoy it? I did, but it didn't wow me. It didn't wow me. Was it as good as Murgatroyd's? No. Was it as good as Amstruther? No. Was it as good? I mean, right, you know, long-term viewers of the channel might remember I came to Blackpool once before and I went to Tower Fisheries and had some chips there, or fish and chips, and that was less than £8, I think, for fish, chips, mushy peas and a cup of tea. And I don't think this is better than that, particularly. So, yeah, it's interesting, interesting. Yeah, what am I going to score it overall? There's some good, some average, and some, yeah, a little bit mediocre. The tartar sauce being another example of that. Just too creamy, not enough sharpness in there. I think I'm going to give it a good 3.9 out of 5, I think. 3.9 out of 5 is fair. Yeah, that's what it is. So whether it's fair or not, doesn't really matter. That's where I'm scoring it. Right then, folks, so if you enjoyed this video of Papa's here right on the seafront here in Blackpool, Blackpool's biggest fish and chip shop, then don't forget, click a thumbs up on there for me. It does help the channel. And if you're new around here and you've enjoyed this video, take a little look around the vault, see if there's anything else you enjoy. And if there is, why not consider subscribing, ding in your bell for notifications, and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos. So, where to next? Well, I don't know, but first port of call is a walk along this beautiful seafront here in the sunshine and walk off some of that lunch. I'll see you next time, folks.